All righty, mic is on, we're hot, we're all good to go here. What a great day this is today. On behalf of the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation, I'd like to welcome you all to the 100 Days Luncheon here in San Diego. Please continue enjoying your lunch until the program begins, but while you do so, we'd like to mention a few names of our sponsors and supporters who make today's function possible for the Fire Rescue Foundation, and without whom we wouldn't be able to do this. So when you see these names, remember them when it comes time to possibly spend some of your dollars. Exceptional Music Company, AMR, SDGNE. This one threw me for a loop because I worked at South Coast Surf Shop, but it's South Coast Equipment. Saquon, Cozen O'Connor, Rural Metro Ambulance Service, AT&T, Crab Cakes 911, Falk, San Diego Firefighters Federal Credit Union, and the Unified Port of San Diego. We also have many elected officials here today joining us, and I'd like to ask you to stand when I call your name, and if you could hold your applause till we get all of them to stand up. First of all, and a lady that I worked with at Channel 10, Councilmember Marty Emerald, Councilmember Kevin Faulkner, Councilmember Sherry Leitner, Councilmember Scott Sherman, a man that's very busy this time of year, San Diego Treasurer and Tax Collector Dan McAllister. Dan, hold your applause, okay? And San Diego County District Attorney Bonnie Dumanis. Thanks, Bonnie. Thank you all for being here and showing your support for our firefighters. You may all enjoy your lunch, and I'll be back in a few minutes, and I'll get this out of the way right now because I know a lot of you want to know. The weekend, a little bit warmer, mostly sunny, a light onshore breeze, and for firefighters and lifeguards, the swell definitely hit today, running 3 to 4 feet with some 5-foot sets. It's a little bumpy out there right now, but the tide is low coming in from the afternoon, so we'll get a good surge. The wind is down. Enjoy your lunch. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, how is everyone doing? Enjoying your meal? I just got a request from Mr. McAllister here. He asked that everyone eat their rolls before he comes up here, so there are no projectiles coming up in this direction. So make sure you enjoy those beautiful little rolls. We also neglected to mention that Sheriff Bill Gore is here, and we'd like to give him applause for him. Thank you so much, Sheriff. So we're going to keep things moving right along here. If I could just get you to pay attention up here for just a second, I'd like to introduce to you the chairman of the board of the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation, Ray McCune. Ray? There you are, as if on cue.
You bet. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. My role is brief today. I want to introduce you to our board of directors and executive director, whose names you see on the screen. This board is volunteer, meets monthly, works tirelessly, and serves passionately the needs of our fire rescued workers. I'd like to ask all of our board members to stand, please, for a round of applause. And with that, back to you, Sean.
You weren't kidding, were you? All right, I'm done too. No. All right, you know, today is really about our public safety personnel. And if you look across the room, I'm sure you'll notice a lot of men and women in uniform. Those are the men and women from the San Diego Fire and Rescue Department who are our service heroes. If I could, I'd like them all to stand so we can recognize you with applause. Please stand. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your service to our community. It is my pleasure now to introduce to you our Fire Chief, Javier Maynar.
Well, thank you very much, Sean. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and on behalf of myself and the men and women of the San Diego Fire Rescue Department I represent, welcome to this 100 Days Luncheon. I thank you for taking time out of your day to be here in support of the Fire Rescue Foundation. I'm very pleased to welcome several of my fellow fire chiefs from throughout the county, so when I call your name, gentlemen, would you please stand? Chief Tim Isbell from the Bonita Sunnyside Fire Protection District. Chief Bill Pascal from the Alpine Fire Protection District, and Chief Mitch Villapando from the Sequan. Mitch, I saw. Thank you. Well, while he will not be able to join us for a few minutes, at least I don't believe he is here, I want to thank Mayor Filner for agreeing to serve as our keynote speaker and really the focal point of today's 100 Days Luncheon. But I think even more importantly from my perspective, for his unwavering support of public safety in our city, and particularly of the Fire Rescue Department. Throughout his campaign and then certainly throughout his brief tenure, he has been nothing but an advocate for public safety, so thank you to him. I'd like to join Ray in thanking all of the sponsors who'd made today's event possible and applaud the vision that Ray, the Board of Directors, and Executive Director Wendy Robinson had in pulling this all together, so kudos to you guys, you did a great job. On behalf of the 1,200 firefighters, paramedics, EMTs, lifeguards, assorted support staff, I want to thank all of you, the board, those of you who are here, who've made this event possible, for really your unwavering support of us in fire rescue. It's really truly been a blessing to us, particularly in light of the very tough fiscal times we found ourselves in over the last few years. As you likely know, the mission of the fire service has really greatly expanded over the last 30 years, so certainly those of us who are in it are cognizant of that. When I joined the department back in 1980, the focus was still on the historical mission of preventing fires and then suppressing those that did begin. But beginning in the 1980s, a lot of things changed for the fire service, tremendous expansion in our responsibilities, and the public demanded additional service from us, and we had the capacity to provide it, so we were very thankful to be able to step forward. Today, fires represent about 4% of our business. Emergency medical calls for help now represent about 85%. But moreover, we now find ourselves as the first responders for a wide range of emergencies involving hazardous materials releases, complex rescues, explosive device mitigation, our bomb squad is here today, and terrorist threats and natural disasters and things that can happen to any community at any time. In short, unless there's a crime involved, and kudos to our Sheriff Bill Gore, Bonnie DeMantis here for the great job they do, but unless there's a crime involved, it's typically the first responders from fire rescue that find themselves on the front line of that emergency response. So naturally, along with that greatly expanded mission came some challenges. How do you properly train, equip, and take advantage of technology so that our firefighters can safely and efficiently mitigate those types of emergencies when they do occur? And despite the very high priority that our mayor, our council members who are here, thank you for being here today, and their colleagues have put on public safety, there simply are not enough revenues in the city of San Diego to take care of all the needs of the city, all the services demanded by the many constituents. Without your support, our first responders would be less capable of carrying out the missions to our community, and they would certainly be less safe in doing so. In a moment, you're going to see a short video that highlights just a couple of the items your generous donations have allowed the Fire Rescue Foundation to fund and the impact these items have had on our ability to save lives and property. I can assure you there are but two examples of the many donations of equipment that have made a huge difference in our work. I'd like to thank Janine Nakama and Royce Hildreth for their work in producing this video, and I hope it gives you just a small sense of the value and impact your donations have on our crews and on those who call upon them in their time of need. Thank you again for joining us here today, for your ongoing support of all of us who are privileged to work in your service. And thank you. Sean, back to you.
Thank you very much, Chief. We do have a video that I'd like to have you pay attention to the screen over here. It is a video that shows the San Diego Fire and Rescue doing what they do.
Fire medical emergency. Hi, there's a man on the side of the road and I don't think that he's breathing. What's the address?
Firefighters face a hostile and deadly environment when battling a fire. Smoke can essentially blind crews as they try to find people hidden in the darkness.
You can't see literally your hand in front of your face with a flashlight.
Now, thanks to the support of the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation and the donation of 60 high-tech thermal imaging cameras, firefighters are seen through the smoke.
These cameras allow firefighters to look through the smoke and locate victims to rescue them.
It's an extra pair of eyes. It enables us to see what we wouldn't be able to without it. It literally allows us to see what's invisible. We pulled up. We noticed that there was a heavy amount of smoke pouring out of primarily the second story windows.
Firefighter Nathan Manson was using a thermal imaging camera when he entered this burning house in Linda Vista.
Once we gained entry to the front door, inside the house there was zero visibility. We couldn't see anything, but we quickly located the fire on the first floor. I was just about to leave the master bedroom and move on to the next room. However, I had looked down with the thermal imaging camera, and not but 2 inches from my feet was a victim's foot. And had I not scanned down with that thermal imaging camera, I wouldn't have seen him at the time.
Nathan and his crew carried the unconscious man out to awaiting paramedics who got him breathing again.
Utilizing this thermal imaging camera, I was able to locate somebody who was literally laying inches away from me that without this I would have walked right past.
Over the years, the Fire Rescue Foundation has been instrumental in providing us with the latest training, equipment, and technology.
Specialized equipment also made the difference for this trapped driver, whose car was perilously suspended between two buildings.
The car, whether the accelerator got stuck or the individual just had his foot on the gas, went straight through a parking kiosk and then launched and actually got wedged about a 20-foot drop beneath it. We were able to talk to them, and we got a ladder up to the individual, but it wasn't secure enough to be able to take the person out.
These metal struts, donated through the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation, were used to stabilize the dangling car.
Ropes change, they stretch, they break, things like that. Whereas with the struts, they're metal on metal. You're just holding that in place, it's not going anywhere. We were able to access the patient, get somebody in with the patient, treat them medically, and then secure them to C-spine equipment and get the patient out safely.
These are just two examples of how the men and women of the San Diego Fire Rescue Department risk their own lives while responding to fires and other life-threatening emergencies. It's vital that firefighters, lifeguards, and paramedics are equipped with the right tools.
Despite the overwhelming support of our mayor and the city council, it is still difficult to fund all the needs the Fire Rescue Department has. That's where the foundation steps in. Where our budget stops, the foundation steps in.
No matter what the danger, your Fire Rescue Department is always there when you need them.
Equipment like this has made a huge difference for our safety and for the safety of the citizens. In the Frost Street incident, it was way more secure, got put together much more rapidly. So it's your donations that make this equipment possible, and we appreciate that.
Through your donations, you provide us with the ability to do our jobs more efficiently, which is ultimately to save lives and to protect the citizens of San Diego. And for that, we thank you.
I'm very proud to be the chief of the Fire Rescue Department. It's a great honor to serve a community like ours and represent these men and women. But they need your help. They can't do it on their own. They can't do it with the tax dollars that are raised. The needs in the city are simply too great. So please, every small donation makes a difference. Many of the things we've purchased have been a collection of very small donations up to very large corporate gifts that we have received. Please do your part to help your heroes in your community save your life. Thank you.
As you can see, what you give goes directly to the saving of lives, lives that otherwise might not be saved. Our fire rescue teams responded to 122,000 calls last year, and we could fill this room many, many, many times over with those whose homes, whose children, and whose parents were saved by the men and women of the Fire Rescue Department. What price do we put on that? Now, while I know that these men and women of the department, who do not like to be called heroes, by the way, do feel like they've done a job well when they've saved a home or a business or a life. But imagine how they feel when they did not save a home or a business or a life because of a missing piece of equipment. My friend, Dan McAllister.
Thank you. 'Cause 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 'cause
I think we can do a little bit better than that for the tax collector. Come on. Besides that, it's almost our second season of giving is upon us, so we expect checks real soon. Listen, 10 years ago we had Stephen Jobs, Bob Hope, and Johnny Cash. Now, some have said we have no jobs, no hope, and no cash. However, today in San Diego, there is lots of hope. Jobs are coming back, and we have a lot of hope, and we are very hopeful that you all brought lots of cash to bid on some exciting auction items today. Remember, all of today's auction proceeds benefit the San Diego Fire Rescue Foundation, and I'd like to propose that we get started, but first I'd like to call your attention to your numbers on the back of your programs, because these are the bid cards that we need to be able to see, and we have some spotters, I'm told, right, Shirley, in the room, and you need to hold these bid cards up high because it's very hard to see up here with all these lights. So I would like to propose that we get started. Let's be very generous with our bidding, and let's see what we can find in terms of dollars for the foundation. Our first item here is an executive chef dinner. This is dinner for 10 people with Mayor Filner and Fire Chief Maynard. Now, I don't know if anybody from the Hotel Motel Association is here, but they come to mind as a party that might want a dinner right away with the mayor. That might be an option. Jan Goldsmith may be out there. Jan may be looking for an opportunity to tie up some loose ends and bring people together. This might be an opportunity for him. If you're a friend of either of those groups or persons, maybe this is your chance to give them a gift. So this is a meal that will be prepared by a local executive chef at the San Diego Fire Station. Choose from one of 16 participating chefs, including the executive chefs from Bearly Marsh, Island Prime, Alchemy Restaurant, Carnitas Snack Shack, Tender Greens, Wild Thyme, San Diego Public Market, Just Call Us Caterers, Table 926, Farmhouse Cafe, and there are more. You'll recognize such names as Deborah Scott, Andrew Spurgeon, Chad White, Matt Richmond, Ricardo Heredia, Melissa Mayer, Don Parks, Julie Darling, Harris Calvin, and many more. Collectively, these chefs have cooked for world leaders, celebrities, even Martha Stewart herself. They have received local and national awards for their work. We need to start the bidding for this great opportunity at $5,000. Do I see a $5,000 bid anywhere? I got $5,000 right down here in front. Do I see $5,500? $5,500, just a little bit more will get you this wonderful opportunity. This man is neither part of one or the other of those two examples I used, but I will say this is a great opportunity. I got $5,000 over here, $5,000 right here. Do I see $5,500? We could even go $5,250 if you want. $5,250. I mean, if you collect a little money together, sir, are you raising to take a picture or bid? All right, here we go. I've got $5,000 over here. $5,000, $5,000. $5,000 going once. $5,000 going twice. Sold to the young man in the front here at table number 4. Wave your number up, sir, so we can see what it is. 196. Thank you. Thank you. Our next item is something that is brought to us by Ray McEwen himself. And Ray, by the way, I think deserves an incredible round of applause because he did just a superb job today of pulling this together with his team. But this is the exceptional concert in Napa Valley. This next auction item includes 2 tickets to the exceptional concert in Napa Valley and 2 Southwest airline tickets. The concert dates are July 18th and 19th and August 15th and 16th. You can choose which date you would like to attend and then book your tickets with 2 Southwest airline tickets. The July dates showcase exceptional classic rock band featuring players from Guns N' Roses, Edgar Winter, and Emerson, Lake and Palmer with a big named act, and that is to be named later, I'm told. Player to be named later, right, Ray? There you go. The August dates feature Blood, Sweat, and Tears, along with Exceptional's Woodstock show in celebration with the 44th anniversary of Woodstock. The VIP tickets will enjoy wine, and the ticket holders, the successful bidders, will enjoy free wine from 10 premier wineries, food by Cindy Paulson, and special seating. Complimentary wine tasting for 2 at Charles Krug. So we want to open this bid at $1,100. This is an incredible bargain, and I see some of you salivating down in the front row. The SDG&E table comes to mind over here. I see 1,100 over there. I got 1,100. Do I see 1,400? 1,400. I got 1,400 over here. 1,500 over here. Let's round it out at 15. How about 2,000? 2,000, ma'am? 2,000. This is going to be an incredible event. You cannot expect to miss this event. People are going to ask you why you gave up so easily. I mean, you need to bid this up a little bit. We've got 1,500. How about 1,600? That's a little more palatable. Got 16. How about 17 over there? How about 18, ma'am? 18. Just a little bit up. All right. You sure? All right. I've got 17 over there. 17. 17 once. Yes. We could double it? Phenomenal. So I could get, how about 17, ma'am? 17, you'll go 17? So we can match the other bidder. I think matching numbers are always good. We balance things that way. All right? So I've got 17 over there, 17 over there. I'm sorry, ma'am? I said, remember that when you collect my taxes. I will. No discounts, ma'am. No discounts. I just want to let you know. So we've got 17 there, 17 there. Anybody else want in on this deal? This is an incredible deal. Napa in the summer. It doesn't get much better, right? So 17 once, 17 twice, twice. Sold to these young, nice, dynamic people right here. Wave your number, ma'am, so we can see who you are. There we go. 166 over there. Adam, wave your number so we can see it. There it is, 201. Thank you very much for this spirited bidding. I appreciate it very much, and I know the foundation does as well. Thank you.
Dan, I think in your excitement you forgot the call to action. Would you like to return? I'll help you with it. Do you have your list, young man? Scriptless. Okay. Well, let me just help you out here, Dan. This is where you ask people who didn't win an auction item to stand up for an amount of money that they're comfortable with.
All right.
Okay.
And what are we going to open the bidding at?
5,000.
5,000?
Because there's one person I know good for that.
All right.
That's me.
Okay.
There's got to be somebody else out here, though.
Ray McEwen for 5,000. Is there somebody else that would like to stand up right now and offer 5,000 more dollars for the foundation? Do I see 5,000? 5,000. There's another 5,000 right there. Thank you very much. Young man from Solana Beach. Made good early in his career. There he is. Look at that. 210. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anybody else for another 5,000? Well, we appreciate that. Let's go with another item.
2,500.
How about 2,500? 2,500. Great, great prompter, isn't he? It's amazing. Beats a teleprompter. You can see him. Okay, I got 2,500 over there. I got another 2,500 over there. All right, do I see any other people with $2,500 to spend on this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful cause? 25. All right, let's go down to?
1,000.
$1,000. Let's try $1,000. $1,000. Is there anybody willing to stand? There's $1,000 in the back, sir. Do I see another 1,000 somewhere?
Right there in front.
1,000 right here in front. $1,000. Thank you very much. 138. It's good. Sort of back to the Maxwell Smart deal. All right, number 138. There we go. All right, we got $1,000 over there, $1,000 over here. What else do we have? We've got, okay, let's go with 500.
That's the next number.
$500 is the next number. I'm learning quickly here.
Over there.
All right, we got 500 over there. Do I see another 500? There's another 500, 282 in the back. Another 500 over here. Fern Steiner, ladies and gentlemen, right here in the front row. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else today? $500. How about 250?
Actually, 100's number.
All right,
we're trying to keep on time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, I just
okay.
thought a little more for the foundation
okay.
would be in order.
Okay, 250's fine.
All right, 250. Okay. Anybody? 250 over there. 250 over there. Anybody else at 250? There's sort of an imbalance. We've got more coming from this side, so I want to challenge all of you. 250? Anywhere? I got another one at 250. Thank you. Our district attorney, Bonnie Dumanis, ladies and gentlemen, 209. Thank you. All right.
I almost missed that opportunity. I deeply apologize.
That's
Thank you,
all right.
Bonnie.
How about $100? Okay, $100. $100 will help the foundation do incredible things. I got 100 over there, 100 over here, 100 over there, 200, another 100 over there. Who else? Keep those bid cards high so we can note who you are. 100 over there. Ms. Shirley Horton, down in front, ladies and gentlemen. Great public servant. All right, there we go. Anybody else? $100. $100.
And this is where you say, on this script, that if there's a number that's more comfortable to you, there are envelopes in the center of your table, and that'd be an opportunity before you go to fill out a number that works for you and put it into that envelope. Any amount of money benefits fire rescue and first responders, and that's beneficial to us. And this is where I think you introduce Sean again.
I would like to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, the number one personality in all of television land in San Diego, Sean Stiles, back with us. There you go.
Thank you very much. Let's give a big round of applause for the team of McAllister and McCune. Those guys are great. You thought that wasn't scripted. That was totally scripted. That's the way they were supposed to do it. Kind of pulled you guys in. All right, so now it's time for the most popular guy in television to bring up another guest. We have joining us Frank DeClercq. He is the president of Firefighters Local 145. Frank?
Thank you all for coming. I'm going to be real brief up here because we all know who we want to hear from. It's the man that's here sitting next to me on his first 100 days. I want to thank all of you for coming. I look at this kind of as a seed that we've planted and hope that all of you that have come and supported us here today will come year after year. Especially, I'm humbled and thankful to be the elected president of the firefighters, and all of those that are here today that have volunteered their time. And also I'd like to, if we could, give a hand to the people that are serving us here today, that are serving us this great meal. So again, thank you all to our generous sponsors, and thank you all for attending. This is a wonderful event. We hope to see you again next year and the years following. Thank you so much. Okay, I don't want to, I most certainly don't want, I first off want to say to the mayor of the people of all the neighborhoods is here, Mayor Bob Filner. He represents all of us, and I want to thank him for all that he's done. I want to give him some congrats on his TMD win. I'm with you. Those are tax dollars, and they go into the general fund, and they should help the hotelers as well, but we got to help the whole city out. So with that, let's bring our mayor up, Bob Filner. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Good afternoon. Where's my script? Where's McAllister? I'm a little worried about the way we're setting our tax rates, Danny. I'm not sure that's the way we're supposed to do it. And then you doubled them? I'm a little worried. Anyway, I'm here for one reason, and that is just to thank the members of the foundation who do so much to make sure that we all recognize the incredible work that our firefighters do in the fire rescue department. We cannot say thank you too often. And so the foundation and what it does and the amount of money it raises is good for morale of those public employees who give us so much. I'm still struck always when I think of firefighters of the images of 9/11 with everybody rushing out of the building except the firefighters rushing in. And many of whom, of course, paid with their life for that. But that's how they look at the world. They're going to rush in. And I wish we didn't need the foundation in terms of why, they should be getting all the support that the public can give through their taxes and through our public support. But apparently we do need you, and we thank you. Our job is to also make sure that your job is easier. That is our job for the city. The day of vilifying our public employees is over. We're going to thank our public employees, especially our public safety employees, for everything they do. The firefighters, our police officers, lifeguards did not cause the pension mess. I mean, the pension mess was caused by greed on Wall Street. Every pension program in America lost half of its value. And yet we called upon these folks They haven't had a pay raise for 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. I mean, why should they have borne the brunt of all of this, and yet they have? And we thank them for that, but we're going to try to do the things that the fire department needs. They need more staffing, they need more equipment, and need more money in their paycheck. I mean, it ain't hard to figure this out, right, Chief? And he's making sure that we, Chief Maynard and I are working to make sure that all those things happen. You know, the academies are working. We're trying to get the equipment up to snuff. And of course, the number of staffing that has gone down. I mean, we are at dangerously low levels in terms of staffing of our public safety departments. I mean, half of our departments, your fire departments, can't meet the so-called minimal standards for response time. I mean, people don't know that particularly, but that is dangerous. And it's not their fault. They're getting there as fast as they can with the equipment and the staff that they have. But they don't have enough. And my job as mayor and the council's job and as citizens, we have to increase that. And we're going to try to do that in every way we can. In addition, to make sure we don't to continue losing our firefighters to other agencies because of, low benefits, low pensions, low salaries. We are not keeping up, and we've got to change that. We've just got to change that because we can't expect, no matter how brave, courageous, committed they are, not to have the compensation that they need. So we're going to try to find every way that we can within the budget to see those paychecks increase. I've been trying, frankly, to, and I want to thank my colleague here, what do we call you, the President Pro Tem of the San Diego City Council, Sherry Leitner. We have been trying, for example, to get a longer range contract than is normally the case, because, like a 5-year contract, which happens to be the framework of this Proposition B, is that what it's called? I forget. That is, how do we make sure that our firefighters see some light at the end of the tunnel? That is, to build in some compensation increases when our budget is looking better in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th years from now. That if they see some increases, whether in health benefits or bonus pay or uniform allotments, whatever it is, that if they see those things, I think morale goes up. And so we're trying to get a long-year contract. And I will say to you, by the way, a longer contract, 5 years, changes the way our pension obligations are calculated in a way that we have, starting July 1st, $25 million more in our budget. Now, why shouldn't a city council approve at least an offer that would include a $25 million savings for us every year for the next 5 years? And what I do with that $25 million, because I'm putting in my budget proposal now, is we will have a balanced budget in the next year without any use of our reserve funds at all. We will have a balanced budget in the next year, and then surpluses in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That is, the structural deficit, has been called, can be over just by saying to our firefighters, our police officers, and other employees that we want to look at a 5-year deal. I think that's worth doing. It's worth doing it for the individual firefighters that all of you support. It's worth doing it for our city budget. Our city, we're able to restore services at all kinds of, in different ways, not just to the fire stations, but to library hours and to rec center hours, because we can, the personnel can be there that restores what they call service levels. So if you see a city councilman on the street, just say, we need a 5-year budget. Just say that to them. Half of them will go a little crazy, but I won't tell you which half. They're in the other party for me, but I won't say anything more. I think it would be a great deal for the city. It brings down the pension payments and allows us to give the firefighters, after 6, 7, or 8 years, finally, some real compensation increases. It allows us to get those new fire stations built that we have to do. It allows us to get more people on the truck so our response times go down to what is legally required of us. We need to do all that. That's the first priority of our city, is for public safety. So I thank you as a foundation for reminding people of how great a fire rescue department we have. You may want to use your influence to say to people who are on the council, let's do a longer-term contract. Let's get into the position that we can, in fact, get over the incredible belt-tightening we've had to do. Mayor Sanders did an incredible job, and to get us to a balanced budget and a bond rating. Now we have to move forward, and we have to not just say thank you in lip service, but thank you in the checks, in their staffing, in the equipment that they have. So I think we can do this as a city. I thank the foundation for trying to fill in the gaps, but it's up to us as a mayor and a city council to make sure your efforts are really worthwhile and meaningful to the basic public safety that we all want. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Really appreciate the pep talk. Some great news there for firefighters and everyone. I want to bring attention to these envelopes that are on your table. Many of you made generous bids there, and you would want to take these and fill them out before you make your way out the door. I know we've collected your number for bidding, but we've been requested to let you know that if you could take these forms, fill them out, and give them to the volunteers on the way out. And for those of you that felt you'd like to contribute, but the numbers weren't quite where you wanted them to be, you can still make a donation. It doesn't have to be the larger amounts that we had. Anything will help, and it will go to make things a lot better for our firefighters and lifeguards and our safety staff here. I'd like to thank all of you for your support today. It's been an honor for me. As one of my photographers told me, it looks like you finally made it, Sean. And it is an honor to be here, I have to tell you. Thank you very much, and have a great afternoon.